Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. Now that we have Sylvan off of the raid up recruitment banner and onto the regular wish list, I wanted to make an updated hero wish list guide. Also because there has been some shift in the meta based on the pre-endless Dream Realm boss usage. Now overall we're going to begin with the Lightbearer faction. So I've added Cassidy as a priority for new players to build up and even long-term players who don't have her built due to her usage along with Sylvan in the Dream Realm meta so far this season. It definitely shows us that Cassie is going to be an important hero to have on your account, especially with her Supreme Plus skill upgrade. And so I think she's an even higher priority than a hero like Sonya for a new player now. And because Sonya, although she was in the past pretty good for Dream Realm, she has kind of been replaced from a lot of the meta top teams. But Cassidy is in them. So Siren is a great PvP AFK stage hero, and Cassidy is a good Dream Realm hero along with Sylvan. Sonya, you should still pick up one copy and Rowan one copy early on because that can help you for different AFK stages or some Dream Realm content. And you can even get one copy of Perseus for the Legend Trials Tower. Yeah, Cassidy, you want to build the Supreme Plus. After that, for Paragon priority, it's Siren and Perseus. These are the big two you want to upgrade in Paragon, or even Rowan. Rowan is good in comps for PvP as well as kind of like a supporter, but Perseus is a great damage dealer, and so these are the three you would want for Paragon, and really it should be Siren and Perseus in my opinion. The other heroes, Vala, Temesia, Atalanta, are not really meta for anything, so you can safely pass on them. You can build Sonya all the way up to Supreme Plus because she does have use in Necrodrake and Boss, although we don't know if we're going to have the Boss in the next season, but she does have that occasional usage, so like even after your Cassidy is built, you could build up Sonya after that if you just want to be complete for all boss content. Now moving on to the A levels. Now Hugin and Sylvan, these are definitely the top two A levels for the Lightbearer faction. Zany though is going to be a close third. These are the big three. For a new game account, you want to pick up one copy of Zany that can help you. Apart from that, one copy of Sylvan, Hugin, they can also help you for some AFK stages and then also Legend Trial Tower. But you want to completely build up your Hugin and Sylvan because both of them are meta for Dream Realm. Both of them are meta for AFK stages. You can even use them in PvP. So overall, these two are really good heroes, really valuable to be building up. And then building up your Zany as a third option. Now, apart from that, you can also think about building up Sinbad. Sinbad is good sometimes and sometimes has Ravage Rum usage. I would recommend building up Sinbad, and as a fifth option you could even think about Merrily. She has true damage. She is using Ravage Rum in the past, however now that we have Sylvan, maybe she won't be used anymore. Sylvan might be better, but basically, and then even Faye sometimes is using Ravage Rum. She has an attack buff, she's a healer, so those are the options you can really consider out of the Lightbearer A levels. For Paragon priority, it would be Hugin and Sylvan in my opinion, because Sylvan Paragons are going to help you for AFK stages, they're going to help you for Dream Realm, and they can even help you for PvP if you're using them there. Zany is also very similar. She has some Dream Realm usage, but not as much as Sylvan. She has AFK stage usage, but not as much as Sylvan. And in PvP, I mean, you can use either of them or not really, but yeah. So I would say Hugin and Sylvan, Paragon priorities, and then Zany can be a third option. For the Maulers, we have Galahad and Smokey as the top two that you want to be building for the S levels. Galahad is the best endless HP loss damage dealer in the game by a large margin. So you need to build Galahad and get Rusher, and she also helps in early AFK stages. She helps in PvP. You can use it pretty much everywhere. Smokey as well can work at low copies at first. He has attack and haste buff, healing, really useful for Dream Realm, and even AFK stages has usage. Now after this, there are a lot of other good S level Maulers. However, they are also kind of niche. This is the thing. Mikola, you can get one copy of her and it can help you for some Dream Realm boss content. You can also get one copy of Brutus that can help you for some AFK stages, although that isn't exactly needed as much anymore. But Mikola, basically, building her up is only for Blightshroom Dream Realm boss right now. Apart from the Blightshroom Dream Realm boss, Mikola has basically been power crept out of the meta. They're just better options on your teams, and so that is why she has faded. However, if Blightstream Dream on Boss is going to remain, Mikola at Supreme Plus is a really important hero to have, especially for budget free-to-play comps, because it allows her to have her ultimate permanently throughout the whole match without needing to recast it. So Mikola is important to build the Supreme Plus, but in the same way, heroes like Nazik and Shakir, they're important to build to Mythic Plus, plus 10 exclusive equipment. Shakir can be used in Nocturne Judicator Dream on Boss, however, he's not in the top team. And so really when we look at it, out of the two options, Shakir and Nazik, I have to say Nazik is probably more meta overall. Nazik is the best in Magmazard. He is sometimes budget in some other teams. Plus 10 exclusive equipment, Mythic Plus is basically all that he needs. But if you can get him to Supreme Plus, that's even better. Shakir also needs Mythic Plus, plus 10 exclusive equipment, but the problem is, he doesn't synergize the greatest with a lot of comps now. He used to be really good in the past, his attack and haste buff to melee heroes or short range heroes, but now it's not really working in most bosses. They're just better team options, even in Nocturne Judicator, which is like a melee dominated boss, and your Midnight Hunter is, you know, the hero you want to buff up as much as possible. Shakir still is not in the top team. You're better off running different options. And so that is the thing about these heroes. And then the final hero we have to mention is Xandrock. Xandrock for AFK stages, and he can be used in PvP, but mainly for AFK stages. He can work at one copy, so you can pick up one copy early on, and I would recommend that for a new player account. If you want to push AFK stages, get one copy of Xandrock. It's really going to help you in early stages. But eventually you even want to max him out, Supreme Plus him, for AFK stage usage, and maybe even in PvP. But yeah, so really with these Maulers, there are 4 kind of priorities, but after Smoking Galahad, everyone needs to build, and these are the first 2 you build. But you can pick up one copy of Mikola, one copy of Xandrock along the way, but then after that, it's really up to you. Out of these 4, which one you want to build first. You can't really go wrong building up Mikola, Nazik, Shakir, and Xandrock. These are the ones you want to build, but there's not an exact order. Now for the A level, Maulers, Corridon has to be here, and you want to keep him all the way to Supreme Plus. Even plus 5 exclusive equipment is enough. It doesn't need to be higher than that, but Supreme Plus is needed for that bonus 50 penetration. Apart from that, Kruger is really good for Nocturne Judicator boss, Blightstream boss, multiple bosses, Necrodraken. You use Kruger in a lot of bosses. And so that's why I think he's the second priority and you can completely get him all the way up to Supreme Plus just for maximizing his stats. Now the only one to keep in mind is you should get one copy of Coco early on. But you already get that. Every new player gets that from like the homestead missions or something. Like new player are basically rewards. So you already have that. But you eventually want to get Coco to Mythic Plus because that gives some bonus shielding after her damage reduction wears off. But the thing about Coco is she is also kind of left in the past because we have other survival options for Dream Realm. Usually Coco was used for that damage reduction to keep your team alive longer for Dream Realm, for early game or pre-end this Dream Realm. But now you have heroes like Sleaze, you have other heroes for that protection. You don't necessarily need her, Coco anymore, and Coco doesn't actually increase your damage. It's just the raw protection. So that's the thing. But Coco would be a third hero to be building. These are the big 3. After that, it's up to you. Like, the only other hero worth mentioning is Citrana for PvP, using her with Bonnie and other damage over time comps, and spreading the debuffs on the enemies. So that would probably be a third. And for Paragon priority, I would say Kruger, probably Citrana. Corridon and Citrana. The reason I say Corridon is because I believe Corridon is going to be meta more long term. I mean, Kruger also has been meta for a long time and probably is not going anywhere in the future. So, but the thing is, both of these heroes are not really PvP oriented. So you could even go for Coco and Citrana for Paragon upgrades. The thing about it is Coco gives usually a good charm quality bonus to the hero in front of her. So if you're using like a Mauler comp for PvP, you can have her with some melee damager like Perseus in front of her, and that has value. So you could Paragon upgrade Coco, or you can upgrade your Dream Realm damage dealers, which are Corridon and Kruger. It's up to you, but Citrana, if you want to plan to use her, you should Paragon upgrade her. Okay, moving on to Wilders. So Wilders' S level is completely stacked, and it just keeps getting more and more stacked. The reason why this is tough, actually, this is actually really tough. There are major priorities in the S level Wilders. So Valara, I think, has to be here. For AFK stages for Dream Realm, she's really, really a core hero. And along with that, I think Slay's early game is really helpful. The healing, the attack buff, the HP buff increasing your survival, that's really useful for Dream Realm. You're going to be using it a lot. Now, there are other major priorities that have come out this season. We've seen Floribel. Floribel is dominating in the summoner meta because Aurora everyone's going to get for free. Aurora powers up summons, and Floribel is the best summoner, and she also buffs up other summons on the team. Zany also has that same role, like Zany, Floribel, and Aurora. Now the problem with Floribel is you really want her Supreme Plus skill upgrade and plus 10 exclusive equipment before she gets her full potential. So if you're not going to see much value out of her until she's at that level. You can see some value and you can still use her along with Aurora and things, but like in an early game standpoint, your Floribel at low copies is not going to bring you as much to the table as a Solis at low copies while you're building them. So I still think Valara and Solis should be first. However, after this, honestly, it could be Floribel up next as a third option. It used to be Ravion, and Ravion is very good. It's between Ravion and Floribel, basically. The reason is, Ravion is a good buffer. You can use him in Dream Realm, you can use him in PvP. Floribel is a summoner damage dealer who will synergize with Aurora, which is really needed for the Doomscore Dream Realm boss, and also for other bosses. We've seen that the summoner score is a top team. However, you need invested summoners. Non-invested summoners are not going to work. So like basically, it's all or nothing with the summoners. If you're building them, they're not going to be great for you up until they're fully built, right? And that's why they're a later priority. I would say Ravion probably third, and then Floribel fourth would be it. And now we have other options. We have Iron for AFK stages, which is important. However, you don't really need him for quite some time because you can use Theodore and Mihira combos. You can use other things. You don't need Iron. Eventually, you need Iron at Mythic Plus if you want to really have a full account designed around AFK stage pushing. But you can delay him. And then we have Lily May for PvP, who is an absolute beast still. Really high priority for PvP. And then we have Indris. Now, we haven't seen enough of Indris to actually say whether he's a major priority or not. But with his Supreme Plus skill upgrade, he's become more meta for Dream Realm boss content. However, it is usually, so far it's only been with pay-to-win teams like Gunner. And so like for newer players or even majority of players, as of right now, Indris is not a priority to build, but it's just someone to keep on your radar, right? And then Tossie is a good PvP hero, but really the problem is there's just so many S-level wilders that you don't really have any time left over for these heroes. But let's say you have all these key meta heroes built to Supreme Plus, then you can have on your wish list Lily May and Tossie. I think these are, but at the same time, you can also have Solis and Lily May. Because Solis for Paragon upgrades, Lily May for Paragon upgrades, these are major Paragon upgrade priorities, even Ravion. And so like really when I have to call it, I think that these three heroes, Lily May, Solis, and Ravion, are probably more meta PvP heroes and overall across the game more meta compared to a hero like Tossie. So it's great if you can get Tossie Paragon upgraded as well. But realistically, like you already have three major priorities for Paragon upgrades. That it's not really realistic for people to also be building up Tossie and Paragon as well. So that is basically it for the S-level Wilders, which is a tough one. Now the A-level Wilders is much easier. They're two big heroes and they're locked in here, Theodore and Faramore. Faramore for AFK stages, for Dream Realm, Theodore for AFK stages. He's an absolute legend there. And he can work at lower copies on a newer account, early game. So these are the big two. Apart from this, you can consider Almas, although really these days I can't even recommend Almas anymore. When I look at all the AFK stage pushing formations now, they're all using Theodore and Mihira, and almost none of them are using Almas. They're using Theodore and Mihira, and then if you need an Iron in there, they throw in the Iron, but like Almas is basically not used in AFK stages, and if he's not in AFK stages, he's basically useless. Like you can use him in PvP, he's fine, but like you don't build a hero just for some PvP usage. And so Almas really, he used to be good, but that was before Theodore and Mihira both came out. And now he's kind of like not present anymore in the records. Lenya is a good damage dealer for Necrodraken, where you need like basically mobility bosses. And that could be something valuable in the future. She did get a Supreme Plus skill upgrade. So considering to build up Lenya is not a bad option. Damien, I don't like that much. Like, he's really just a PvP hero at this point, and that's not enough value to be building him up, but you can consider him for that. Leica has some usage, and she actually has some interesting uses, especially with the Summoner Squad. It buffs up all the Summoners. You were seeing that in some meta Dream on boss teams, and Primal Lords, usually you're seeing Leica as well. So overall, I'm actually a fan of Leica. I think that it is worth you building up Leica and maybe even Lenya on your account after you're done with Theodore and Faramore. So I would have to say those are the big four to be focusing. And for Paragon upgrade priority, it is definitely Theodore. He's the best A-level Wilder of PvP. And Paragon upgrading him gives your whole team inspiration, intimidation. That's valuable. Pheromore, I would also say, because for AFK stages, Paragon upgrading him, it will improve his performance a bit, improves your scores in Dream Realm, and if you ever want to use Pheromore in PvP, then you can use him as well. So, like, just doubling down, all-inning on your two biggest, best A-level Wilders, that's probably what I would recommend. Because the other A-level Wild is not amazing in PvP either, or that necessary. Yeah. Okay, now Graveborn S levels. There's quite a few good heroes here. And definitely you would want to pick up one copy of Thorin, probably one copy of Ludovic. These will help you. But Shamira is the best S level Graveborn, and actually, if I have to say it, over the whole game, all the regular faction heroes, Shamira is the second best hero in the game. I think Galahad is the first best hero, and Shamira is the second best hero. So you want to have both of these heroes, major priorities. Shamir should always be on your wish list. And Rusher too. Mythic Plus eventually, plus 10 exclusive equipment is a big power point for her, and then get it to Supreme Plus. Damon can work at low copies, but eventually you want to fully build him as well. That's why he's on the starter wish list I have here. And that's because he will deal damage in Dream Realm. If you have him built up, it's going to improve your score. He's also really good for PvP. He's good in AFK stages. He's really amazing everywhere. Damon and Shamira, which are the mother-son duo, they are a very good combo. But after you're done with these, you can consider Thorin and all the way to Mythic Plus, because that gives him one extra life, which is important for the King Croaker Dream Realm boss. Ludovic isn't great as an endless damage dealer anymore, because now Galahad is really power crept him. But Ludovic is still good for Ravage Realm. He's still good for PvP. Some early AFK stages, especially at one copy. So these are all the big four basically heroes that you want to consider building. For Paragon upgrades, I would say Shamir and Damon definitely number 1 and 2. Ludovic can be a third option. Ludovic is the third best in PvP for the Graveborn S levels, and the other ones not really a priority to build. Now for the A level Graveborns, I've changed my recommendation slightly. We have Shadewing on it as a starter option along with Bonnie. Now this doesn't mean you still want to pick up one copy of some big heroes here, like Valka, one copy can help for AFK stages, Callan, one copy can help for AFK stages, and Isabella, one copy can help for Dreamwell. After you have those one copies, you want to all in fully build up your Shadewing and Bonnie. Bonnie is still really good, especially for an early game account. The attack debuff onto the boss, it can help your survival, and she deals some decent damage. And Shadewing, we know his damage is really good for pre-endless Dream Realm. We have seen that. And so he's just a major meta hero to be building on your account if you want to come up with the meta Dream Realm teams when you enter the season. And for players who are long-term players and don't have Shadewing yet, you need to build up Shadewing. He is a must at this point. Supreme Plus, plus 10 exclusive equipment is really a good power spike for him. Apart from that though, even for newer players, you will want to build up your Valka after that, all the way up to Supreme Plus to get that skill upgrade. You will want to build up your Isabella as well, because Isabella is the best for the Nocturne Judicator boss. However, that boss may not be coming back in the next season, and then it will just depend. Are we going to have more bosses like the Lady Starfallen, who also had the same like type mechanic? Then Isabella will be meta. But if we don't have bosses that have like a unit that is dealing most of the damage, then Isabella is not going to be as meta, right? So that's why she's a fourth option, a fourth hero to be prioritizing here. But you do want to build her all the way to Supreme Plus, plus 10 exclusive equipment ideally. Now after that, there are other heroes. We have the PvP heroes, Callan and Nero. These are the best two. Well, I mean, you could argue Bonnie is maybe better than Nero for PvP, because but basically these are the big three that you want to Paragon upgrade. And definitely Callan. Callan is a beast. He allows you to run comps which are, fortress type comps which are kind of unkillable, and just wait for you to get your ultimates off and begin bursting the enemy team. So like Callan with Shamira and Damon, they're like they're almost a match made in heaven, and they're gonna be very effective. So Callan is a hero you definitely want to Paragon upgrade. Get his Supreme Plus skill upgrade, definitely. Bonnie as well, or Nero. Nero, the reason he's good is he can take an enemy Lily May interruption, and that is always going to be valuable for PvP. And yeah, he also usually has good charm quality bonuses for seasonal content, like increasing range damage, so you can have him in front of your carry, and also take an enemy Lily May interruption. He's basically doing two things, and that's huge value. So that's basically going to be it for the heroes on the regular all hero recruitment wish list. We did cover basically all of the key meta heroes. We're now going to move on to the epic recruitment. So epic recruitment, you have 5 heroes. You only want to lock in S levels here. Do not touch the A levels on your wish list. Just put in S levels. Now you always want to keep Pandora here because she's only obtainable from the epic recruitment. And even after she's Supreme Plus, keep her here for Paragon upgrades because she's a major Paragon priority. She's good for PvP and she's good for Dream Realm Endless. So you do want a Paragon upgrade her. Okay, now the other 4 slots, those are flexible. And as a beginner, we just want to go for the most valuable heroes that are going to benefit your account the most. Like we said, Galahad's the number 1 hero in the game in my opinion, and Shmir's the number 2 hero in the game. Shmir is a queen of free endless Dream Realm damage, and Gala is a queen of endless Dream Realm damage. So together, basically you have your bases covered of the best DPS for the pre-endless and endless of Dream Realm, which is really important. Now, they're also really good early game for AFK stages, especially Galahad. I saw a lot of usage, and even PvP can be used. Apart from this, we have the wilder S-level supports. Valara is a must-have for AFK stages and Dream Realm, and you really want to upgrade her as much as you can, because the more stats she has, the more statsial buff she's going to provide to your team. So Valara is a major priority to be investing, and also the reason you may have noticed is that there are so many big targets from the S-level wilders, right? And so having 2 S-level wilders on your epic recruitment wishes is going to speed up your acquisition of your S-level wilders so that you can begin swapping out and building more of the S-level wilders like Ravion, like Floribel, and like the heroes that we mentioned. And that's important. And Celeste really is good early game. She has healing, the health buff, the attack buff. Health buff comes later at plus 10 exclusive equipment, but she has a healing and attack buff from the beginning, and that survival is useful, that damage boost is useful. You're using her in a lot of AFK stages, a lot of Dream Realm content, and so really these are important heroes to be building. But then after that, of course, you just have to do all the other meta heroes we talked about when we went through all the different regular factions in the all-hero recruitment, and you can just go in terms of really any of the key priorities like Ravion, like Daemon, like Floribel. Floribel is a key priority now that the summoner meta is really strongly here. Even like Smokey. But do try to keep on your wish list Wilders or maybe Maulers, because those are the factions, like we said, that have a lot of kind of meta or somewhat meta heroes that you'll need to be building up. And so obviously your Graveborns are going to be complete much earlier, or even your Lightbearers, because Daemon, Shmir, Ludovic, that's basically all you need. And Ludovic isn't even as important. So like putting a Graveborn on your epic recruitment wish list along with Shmir is basically like, it's going to slow you down because you're going to be limited by your S-level Wilders and your S-level Maulers potentially, but much more limited by S-level Wilders. So I do prefer to keep those on the wish list. Okay, now for the Stargaze Station, we're going to go over this quickly because already the video has been long, and we're probably going to make a dedicated guide towards ranking all the Celestial Hypogean heroes pretty soon. But as a new player, number 1, you want to get 1 copy of Mihira because she is a beast for AFK stage pushing. She is going to unlock so many more AFK stages for you, and that is the number 1 priority, pushing AFK stages for a new account to get experience, to level up, and that just allows you to perform well in all other game modes, Dream Realm, Supreme, or PvP, whatever. So that is really important. Apart from this, after your 1 copy of Mihira, you do want to go all in on the twins. Get them all the way to Supreme Plus. They are still the most meta Celestial Hypogean, must-have Celestial Hypogean for everyone's account. Now, after Mihira's 1 copy and Celestia, your twins are Supreme Plus, now we have to wait and see. Honestly, Rainier used to be the next priority, getting him to Mythic Plus for pre-endless Dream Realm, but we have to see how the meta is going to be. Now that we have Gunner, we have other heroes here, and this is the thing about Celestial Hypogeans, the meta is constantly shifting. Sometimes gradually, sometimes massively, depending on how game-breaking of a hero is actually released. Rainier, honestly, I am very worried about him. I think that he is really on the point of extinction, if not already. Because he's a global launch hero. He's been meta since global launch. That's over 2 years. A hero usually doesn't have a shelf life of that long. Any other hero basically in the game hasn't had as long of a performance, basically history of being in top teams. So I'm very worried that Rainier may have gone power crept by Gunner, or potentially Qantas will be coming, who knows. So that is a worry about Rainier. However, as of right now, he is a priority next up, especially if you've already started building him. Definitely you want to complete him to Mythic Plus. Don't just stop him just because there's a chance that he won't be meta. You want to complete him, but like a new account, who's working on twins right now, it's very likely that by the time you even get to Rainier or building Rainier, he may not be meta anymore. So that's what I'm talking about. Apart from that, it then comes down to what do you want to prioritize. Do you want to prioritize AFK stages? Then you want to have Saida. She's the best AFK stage pusher. She's the most important single AFK stage hero to have on your account. Plus 15 exclusive equipment Supreme is needed. Other than that, she's not useful. Then if you want to prioritize Endless Dream Realm, there is Alicent, who is the best damage dealer currently, and probably I do think she will be the best damage dealer this season as well. We did see a lot of it from the testing on Pioneer server. So Alicent, Galahad combos, and Endless Dream Realm are very valuable. And so there you have Alicent. Gunnar, we have to wait and see. Like, as of right now, so far, Gunnar hasn't really been impressing us. Like, you know, he was meta in Blightshroom boss, but only with Indris, which is like an awkward situation. And today in Nocturne Judicator, he is not used. But the thing is, these are bosses which maybe he isn't the best at. We're going to have to see for the rest of the rotation. And then even Endless Dream Realm. We don't know exactly how meta he's going to be for that. And if he isn't meta, well, then that means he's not a priority. And you can easily go for Alicent or save up for Qantas, right? Like for the long-term players we're talking about. Other good Dream Realm heroes are Mihira and Baleran, who want to be fully built up. Mihira and Baleran are also great for AFK stages. Fully building them up. So there's that value. Alna is a beast in AFK stages, but only build her after you have Saida completed, because Alna needs Saida. You're not going to use Alna without Saida in an AFK stage. Saida is number 1, and then Alna is number 2 for AFK stages right now. Then apart from that, it comes down to more niche circumstances. Kulu for AFK stages, Azalea for PvP, Krynaya, PvP hypercarry, Dunlinger, PvP, great tech option, great value there. Harak and Fresto, very occasional Dream Realm or Titan Reaver or Ravage Realm usage. But like, because of how little the usage is at this point, again, not really recommended to be building these heroes right now. Because it's a huge investment and you're just not going to get enough return for it right now. And that is basically most of the heroes covered. The other heroes, Talene, Diurnal, Scarlita, Burial, completely useless heroes. Do not even bother with them. In this current state, well, basically 3 of them are global launch heroes. So like, it's kind of expected that they would have been power crept the most. And Talene was like one of the initial Celestial Hypogenes to ever be released. After the global launch, it was Fresto and then Talene. And both of them basically are not seeing usage, but Fresto is still seeing more usage than Talene. Talene is basically relegated to... Well, she was in a Titan Reaver team, but it even works at 1 copy of Talene. Basically to take the King Croaker insta-kills. Or she's had some very niche PvP usage, but not great. And only really you would use her if you don't have any other better option, right? Because there are better options than her. So anyway, guys, that's what we have for the updated wish list. Hopefully this is helpful. And as for Paragon upgrade priority for the Celestial Hypogeans, you do not want to Paragon upgrade your Celestial Hypogeans unless you are a high spender. Even mid spenders is so much more value for you to just stop at Supreme Plus for your Celestial Hypogeans. That's their fully functional, fully usable stopping point. In Paragon investing into them, basically, then you're sacrificing building up another Celestial Hypogean. And really, when you look at it, if you want to complete a count that is basically having all the top options for the different various game modes, then you're going to need to build a lot of these Celestial Hypogeans. You can't just, you know, build up like 3 or 4 of them and max Paragon them. That's going to be much less effective than having like 8 different Celestial Hypogeans built for the various different game modes at Supreme Plus. So that's better rather than Paragon. Paragon is only if you have all the meta here Celestial Hypogeans already built and you have more money left over, more Stellar Crystals left over. Then you can consider Paragon upgrading, and then you're just going to Paragon upgrade the strongest PvP heroes, which are Saida, Alna, Athalia, Krynaya. Those are really going to be the big ones. Dunlinger, yeah. These are the big PvP heroes, which are worth for the Paragon upgrades. Gunnar as well. Gunnar is good for PvP. Even though it's early days, I'm convinced that he is still a meta PvP hero. And very good to also Paragon for the high spenders, of course. But anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully it is helpful. If you have any other opinions or tips, feel free to share them in the comment section down below. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video in a pinned comment. You can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.